using slave labor to pick cotton.
Welcome to episode 67 of the Current Backloggers. The date is May 26th. I'm your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Cody G. Cody, how's it going?
That's a good intro.
Oh, thank you.
It's like a real podcast intro.
Do I need to go back to the normal? Is that what you're telling me? I don't think I've ever sounded like that. I might try one out, though.
You should.
I keep that one in the back pocket.
This time you were just so serious. This is like the first one you've been serious. Someone should make a compilation. Go through all 60 whatever episodes, Ryan. Get on this for us.
As I say, Ryan's the only one to do that, but you should totally do that.
And this is the only like real podcast one.
I think there might have been a few others in there throughout the history. But that's like a handful.
This one was so official. Hi, I'm Casey Pugh, and welcome to my show. Welcome back to the show. To our show.
Yeah, come on.
The Current Backloggers with Casey Pugh and your co-host, Cody Grove.
Whoa, they don't know our last names.
Oh, yeah,
We're radio DJs, come on.
that's right. It's actually Cody Raw Dogging in the morning.
I think it's a different name. Not
With
DJ
Casey
name.
Pew 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 Pew.
Casey Pubes.
Casey Pubes.
Yep, you're raw dog, except for your muscle.
Raw dogging.
What have you been up to, buddy? You were telling me before the podcast started about how it felt like a lot longer than a week. So what have you been up to?
It just felt really long. I just work. Got into, I wouldn't say it was an argument at Goodwill today. But I did yell at the manager.
Uh-huh.
Told her to shut the fuck up.
Sounds like an argument.
As you do. This is my mom's town, which is a small town in northern Ohio. Is Rust Belt and white trash and government handouts and what other cliche things you want to throw in there. And the mask mandate's been gone since, the 11th? Is it gone?
If you're vaccinated, I think maybe since the 11th. It's not technically gone until June 2nd. But I think if you're vaccinated, then maybe it started June 11th.
So, there's no way to tell if you're vaccinated or not. I am vaccinated. I got Bill Gates pumping through my veins right now. He's filling my asshole.
Oh, yikes.
Fucking balls deep. But so there's no sign on the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one that says Goodwill strong, like just horseshit BS. Like, we strongly recommend you wear a mask if you're not vaccinated.
Uh-huh.
So I'm cocky. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking vaccinated, right? You know those people posting photos of their vax cards and their Facebook filters. That's where I am right now. So I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm walking in here. I go to Kohl's today. Didn't wear a mask in there for an Amazon return.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling confident. Going to all these other businesses without masks on. Big businesses. Costco, don't have to wear masks there anymore. So I bust through that Goodwill door. And, which, mind you, this town, I guess I can just say it. It's Coshocton, Ohio. It's very white trash. There's like one job you can have there. You can have two jobs. You can either work at the bacon factory for, it's like, I think Oscar Mayer, some big bacon factory there. It's like the only bacon factory for that company. So it's a big deal there. So either you work for that or you're a heroin addict. There's no in between. There's like little jobs here and there like Goodwill or Walmart but pretty much you usually have a wife that, oh, she's a cashier down at Smoker's Paradise, and I work down at I'm a bacon maker.
Just say, I hope your mom's a bacon maker then, if there's only two options.
My stepdad.
Okay.
Fucking, guess what? He works at Smokehouse at the bacon factory. My mom she works at Home Health. So your options is government, jobs, cashier, bacon, heroin, drugs, government handouts. So those are like all you got. That's not even like an exaggeration. It's one of those jobs you work. This lady looked like she just recently retired from heroin and decided to be a cashier.
From heroin.
And she's covered in these like bullshit tattoos, which I love white trash. I kind of grew up borderline white trash, so it's a good thing. It's nostalgic for me. I love it. But this lady, I could have put her head through drywall. I was so pissed off at her. Because I walk in there and she's like, do you have a mask? Yeah. Can you please put it on for us? Is it a requirement? You can tell she's thinking about it. She's covered in these like weird tattoos. You can tell when someone, they're like, "Hey, my cousin's tattoo artist," but you know he's not. I just bought a fucking tattoo gun, and they spend like $20 on tattoos, and they're never big ones. They're always like little. Oh shit! I love this stuff, by the way. Speaking of heroin, here's the real heroin. But she's got like these like little, like almost like fucking just decals. Like, oh, this is a bird here. This is for my aunt Carol.
Hey, I have an Aunt Carol. How
Really?
dare you?
See, I feel like all white people. I have an Aunt Carol. That's why I said it. We haven't talked to that side of the family though since like '98. So I don't know what the hell she's doing. But so
Harold.
this is this little turtle here is for my son. We always call him Little Turtle. Like, you know, shitty tattoos like that. Or like somewhere like, I just like the way this looks. And just like, so usually some stupid Bible verse or something on there. So she's covered with all those and sweatpants and just, she's very serious about her job at Goodwill Manager, which you shouldn't be. Of course you wear those things. Duh. That's what I would do it too. But so I was like, oh, is it required? And like, there's a thing on the door. That's what the cashier told the manager. Like I'm standing right here. Hey, retard. Like, I haven't walked away yet. I can still hear you. And she's like, yeah, there's a sign on the door. There's no sign on the door. I stopped and looked. There's no sign on the door. So then I'm like, I just put my mask on, walk away, and looking through shit. And they're over there, like, whispering at the cash register like I can't fucking hear them. Yeah, I don't understand. They come in here, and they're like, I know, right? They act like we make these rules or something. I'm just letting them talk, because I'm sure they deal with that shit all day long. And the vibe was that they just got in an argument with somebody else before I had gotten there. Which is a sure sign that maybe you should have gave up a while ago about it. Well, I don't know what to do. They don't want to read the sign. I can't help you won't read the sign when you come in. And I stop and go back and like, hey, I fucking missed it. So I go back and read the sign. Like, I don't see a fucking sign out here. I'm like looking all over their door. There's like 4,000 signs on there. Like, it's like, the fuck are any of these signs anymore? Like, you're reading one that's like, if you are under the age of 10, you do not have to wear a mask. If you are, health concerns, blah, blah, blah. Fucking just want to wipe my ass with all this shit anymore. It's so divisive in this country. Between politics and coronavirus, I'm just done with all of it. It's so divisive. We just need another 9/11 to bring everybody back together, you know? Just like 3,000 people. Just everyone go, oh no. Joking, obviously. So I just was like, this is so stupid. And then one of the manager's friends, probably a regular that comes in there, she like throws herself against the counter like, you catching hell today, ain't you? Me saying to her, well, I guess she probably got yelled at before I got in there, but also me just going, oh, is it required in here? That's not her catching hell. They tore her ass up. That's what she said. They tore her ass up, didn't they? And then that that gave her like, oh shit, I'm gonna act like a badass in here. I'm the fucking manager. I'm gonna fucking tell this guy. So while I'm looking at shit, she starts like saying stuff loud enough where she's like, well, it's not my fault. They don't know how to read. It's fucking weird coming from you saying that, because wow, those tattoos, man. I just there was just like I was just so pissed out. I was looking at every I was like building up my mind all these insults I was gonna yell at her. So when she said that, I just had enough. And I was like, because at this point they've gone on for about 15 minutes. I was like, can't you guys I tried to be nice. I tried to be civil. I was like, can't you guys find something else to talk about? You guys want to just sit over here and talk about this for like 10 minutes. It's really affecting you. And Well, I'm pretty sure freedom of speech. And I'd had enough because your freedom of speech. First of all, what are you fucking talking about? I'm not the government. Freedom of speech for the government stopped me from saying things. I'm not the government. The mask mandate. First of all, she's like pulling shit from CDC. CDC has no control over what the fucking states do. Right? You're just, and the fact that she's like claiming there's something on this door that I can't fucking see. I probably would give her $20. She could have showed me the sign on the door. So I told her, I said, it's my freedom of speech to tell you to shut the fuck up. I think I called her a dumb bitch. We went back and forth. She's like, you want me to throw you out of here? I said, you're not throwing me out of here. I think she like realized too, like this town, they lost their police department because of corruption. They only have a sheriff's department left. They only have a sheriff's department left because everybody was fucking each other and they were selling drugs. So they had gutted the police department. So there's just sheriff's department, and this sheriff's department, trying to get them to do anything is like, there's like 12 Barney Fifes, and they just barely exist in this town. So I knew she knew that like not calling police is not going to do anything. So we just go back and forth, regular banter. Like I told her, shut the fuck up, you're a dumb bitch. And she's like, well, I hope you ain't buying anything. I'm not checking you out, she said. I said, is there anything in my hands, retard? Am I buying anything? And then she, eventually, I was like, I'm not, well, I hope not, she said. And I, well, am I buying anything? Is there anything in my fucking hands that I'm buying? Then eventually she just had enough and went to the back. And then the cashier that was like brown nosing the manager the whole time, like, oh no, they don't read the signs. Mind you, the whole time, what do you think their masks are doing?
Under their nose or on their chin?
Yes. So as on the way out, I like looked this lady dead in the face like this. She's kind of like trying not to make eye contact with me and looked down. I was like, don't you think you should have that fucking mask above your nose too? Like you're supposed to? Well, I have my shot. First of all, listen to me. There's millions and millions of people in this country that have their own shot, have gotten the shot. You're not special. Stop pretending you're vaccine like, damn, dude, I'm going to get 15 likes on Facebook when I post this. I'm saving lives right now, dude. I hope there's a shot that you can take a vaccine from me not putting your head through this fucking drywall right now. It was great. I love confrontation because I think as humans we forget we're literally just apes. We're literally monkeys that just learned cool shit. So there's a part of us, like when you see monkeys in the zoo fighting, that's in all of us. And I think it's a great muscle to exercise. You got to do it sometimes, like throwing shit. It feels good to just go off the handle. Like society is something you got to check out of on occasion and just get wild. And you feel good. You feel better about yourself. Because if I didn't say, because there's times where I was like, man, I should have told that bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm like in bed, like trying to fall asleep, like, fuck that bitch. I should have fucking said, you're a dumb cunt, and then walked out. And so now I've just realized, just say you're a dumb cunt, walk out. There's nothing illegal about it. And usually cops they take forever to get there. So you can do some crazy shit before they get there. Like verbally. Don't attack people. You can be like, you're a dumb fucking cunt. Look at your tattoos. You're a fucking piece of shit. Look at your tattoos. They were terrible, Casey. And I love that kind of shit. That's my thing. I love that. But it was like the amount of Post Malone, but a 2-year-old doing them. She kept doing this. Oh, I could have put her head through drywall. I know I keep saying that, but that's verbally I did. Told that bitch, go fuck yourself.
Who was with you? Was Renee with you?
Oh no, Renee was out in the car. It was me and my mom. So my mom goes in there all the time. My mom's Facebook friends. My mom tells me on the car, she's like, she walks by the house all the time. I talk to her, and yeah, we're Facebook friends. And well, that's fucking awkward for you now, but I'm not putting up with it. You gotta get ape every once in a while.
Was your mom mad?
At them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, if you didn't say something, my mom's kind of like, my mom would have been way more civil about it. My mom's going to be like, can you come out this door real quick and show me where it is on the door? Because I swear I can't see it out here. My mom would have been way more civil about it, but I just told her she's a dumb cunt and shut the fuck up. And don't tell me wear a mask and you have it down around your fucking beyond your nose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a good thing Renee wasn't in there. I'm guessing she wouldn't have the same mindset.
No, I went out to the car and my mom's like, yeah, you told her, like, shut the fuck up or something. And Renee's like, you said that? I mean, every once in a while you gotta exercise that shit. It feels good. Feels liberating. Because, I mean, essentially we're monkeys on a rock. Life's too short. Just say what you want. That's that was a good response. I was proud of that response. Usually I don't make sense and I just go off the handle, or is that the quote? Is that the saying?
Yeah, with a hinge, but I think handle probably works.
And it never makes sense. But when I was like, it's also my free speech. Tell you to shut the fuck up. That was a good one. That was a zinger. Oh shit. Also, I hate Goodwill. I love Goodwill and I hate Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to go in there and look, but that whole company is such a scam. Non-profit, my ass. And they're like, would you like to round up? It's for like causes and stuff, but it's not. It's just literally for the company to get more money, and then they claim it's for causes because, we run a computer class for mentally challenged people once a week. We help them find jobs, and then you realize they're paying them $5 to sort through trash in the back. We help them. And then the CEO they can set their wages to whatever they want, and they're franchised, and total bullshit.
Anything beside the Goodwill of interest?
I think that's it. So June 2nd is Ohio's.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but
I saw like Costco and shit. Like,
yeah, that's because, like you said, the CDC recommended they could do it sooner. So some companies are deciding that if you're vaccinated, but June 2nd's when nobody has to if they don't want to, even if you're unvaccinated. That's why Joe Biden's tweet was so funny about the choice is now clear. You either get vaccinated or you get masked, or you wear your mask. Because I was like, no, that's literally not how the system works.
Also, like our governor, what's our governor's name?
Mike DeWine.
Voted for him, don't remember his name. DeWine said too, like, hey, to wear a mask if you're not vaccinated, but he literally said, there's no way to know if you're vaccinated, and they can't ask you for your vaccination card.
Yeah. I'm sure that won't stop some place from doing it, but yeah.
And usually you know who's vaccinated because it's the first thing. Like, I told her to put it up over her nose. She was like, I've got my... That's also such a redneck way of saying you have your vaccine. I've got my shot. I got my shot. Fucking... Only shot you had was your fucking mom's abortion. That's the only way you could have got out of there. Yeah, I feel bad for my mom because they're Facebook friends and they walk by her house all the time. It's a small town. Everybody knows each other. But you got to do ape shit sometimes. It feels good. It feels good. Because, I mean, also, it's not illegal. Frank Hassel's made a career off of it. It's good. It's good stuff. But, yeah. So, what have you been up to? You been going to any Goodwills?
No, I haven't been going to any Goodwills lately. Pretty much the only time I go to Goodwill is when I go with you, actually.
I ran into your family once at a Goodwill.
Yeah, they go somewhat often. I've been a couple times with them. I've gone a couple times for, like, outfits or something, like Halloween or whatever, but I don't actually go unless I'm going with you guys. But I've been working a little besides that. I went on my trip to St. Louis. So I can kind of talk about some things. I ate a shitload of food, so I'll just cover it.
Can we talk about food real quick?
Yeah.
You know how you're like, oh, I can't eat this type of candy because it reminds me of spider eggs?
Uh-huh.
I have one with this.
Oh, yeah?
makes me think of cigarettes and ashtrays.
Because that was around when I was around, you mean, or?
No idea.
Huh.
Like, I think a little bit of the aftertaste tastes like a flavored cigarette.
Really?
Tastes very similar. And it's not a bad thing.
I was going to say, it can't be the same as the spider thing for me because you said you like that.
Oh, I love this.
And you're referencing a certain kind of Skittle. I think it's the fruit punch Skittle. And it tastes like straight spiders. It's nasty. But you went to a shitload of
tastes
food.
like a flavored tobacco. Sorry, go ahead.
There you go. We got a shitload of food, so I won't cover every place we went to food-wise. I was talking about some places and things we saw. On the way there, we stopped at Casey, Illinois, which is, they have a slogan, I don't know if you saw, big things in a small town, and it's literally there. They have on their shirt and their signs and everything. This is one of the weirdest places I've ever been to. It's so great, though. It's, I don't know. It's probably 2 intersections as the entire town. And
how did you find this?
I actually saw it online a couple of years ago, and I was like, shit, I got to check that out sometime. But I didn't know it was literally on the route of St. Louis. I've passed it before, and it's such a small town that if you miss the one exit sign, you don't see it. But we're going to Casey's General Store, and...
So it started?
I don't know. I meant to look that up.
Because the ones you posted look like old ones. Like old Casey's.
I don't know. It was near there, so maybe. But my brother's like, hey, look, Casey. And I was like, oh, no, I know. We can pass any of them. No, the town. I was like, holy shit. Is it really that? You got to stop. Because I've seen it before from looking online. And we stopped there. It's one of the weirdest places I've ever been to. It is cool to see. But the big things in a small town is referencing they just have these ton of different sculptures and buildings of different objects. So like the biggest rocking chair in the world, the biggest pencil in the world, the biggest mailbox in the world. There's like 15 different biggest things in the world, all sprinkled throughout this really small town that looks like it's in the middle of nowhere and not much happening. And they pump country music through the entire town. It just, I don't know where it's playing. It doesn't matter where you were. You could hear the country music. Not like inside a shop. Just through the town, you could hear country music.
Is it good country music or is it like the...
It is, so you would hate it.
Oh, blue jeans, dirt roads.
And it seemed like they had like 6 songs that repeated too. I was like, holy shit. This is like straight up a horror movie.
Whole genre of country, though.
And
they all have a word bank.
Well, this is literally songs repeating in the time we were there. Like the same songs were playing again.
I probably wouldn't be able to tell.
But the town was a lot of fun. You could see it in about an hour and be done with it. But I had a lot of fun with it. And there was a Casey's coffee shop there. So I stopped in there. Danielle didn't go with us, so I got a souvenir for her there. I was like, this place is perfect. And I went in there, and I was like, hey, do you guys have any coffee beans that have Casey on it? And the guy was like, Casey? And I was like, yeah, like it says Casey's Coffee. Casey's Coffee? And shit, did I go in the wrong place? And I started looking around. It said Casey's Coffee everywhere. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I don't think we would. And I was like, oh.
Fuck? Do you work here?
I was like, oh, okay. How much are the mugs? I don't know. Okay. And I started walking over to look at them. And he's like, hey, how much are the mugs? To the girl who worked there. And she seemed really nice and normal, so I don't know if he was new or just incredibly fucking awkward. And she went, oh, they're 25 and you get free coffee with it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do that. I don't know. I just went and asked Nick what kind of coffee he wanted because I fucking hate coffee. And he said vanilla iced coffee, I think. But I was like, yeah, can I get that?
It's a good choice.
There is no good choice.
That's like the only coffee I can drink, though.
But I got
good choice, Nick. He listens to these, right?
Usually.
It's a good choice, buddy.
He's like, do you want cream or milk in that? And I was like, no. He's like, do you want cream and milk in that? And I was like, yeah, sure. Which one? I'll take cream. You don't want both? I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll do both. I'm pretty sure you can only do one. Okay, I'll take cream then.
Is there a fucking camera?
Yeah, I was like, are you shitting me? What is happening right now? And
You should have done it with your card. You cash your card. And you're like, either one. Think you can only do both, bud.
then when we were outside, I was joking about how we should commit crazy crimes. Cause I guarantee if you see the cop, that's the entire town's cop. And when I was in there getting the coffee, this cop came in, and everybody started talking to him by name. They just all knew who he was. I was like, oh my god,
That's funny.
we could literally just go out and take this whole town while he's in here.
That's funny. The town my sister lives in, which is the town my dad grew up in, it's near Canton. There's also one police officer each shift, and their police department is in the basement of the library. So that sounds very similar.
Yeah, I don't know if he literally is the only one, but it definitely seemed like the fact that everybody in there knew him by name and they talked to people. So seems like this is your cop, not your police department. He is your cop.
He is the department. The trunk of his car is the police department.
But it's a great place. If you see it on the way anywhere, you should stop there. I don't think I would travel there, but for most people, definitely don't travel for that. It's not worth seeing, but I think it's really fun. Even if your name isn't Casey, I think it's a fun side trek to see ridiculous shit that you can't see anywhere else.
It sounds like a carpetbagger episode. Seems right up his alley.
Have you checked? Maybe.
You want me to check right now?
Go for it.
He's like crazy on the East Coast, so it's possible. Carpet bagger. You guys don't know who that is? I strongly recommend checking him out.
Well,
Casey.
St. Louis is west, kind of south, so maybe he wouldn't have been there. Unless he ventures out as well.
Oh, man. He hasn't, but
No?
there's a lot of YouTube videos on it.
That makes sense.
Trying to find the biggest one here. Guinness World Records. Videos for all of their world records. And CBS Sunday Morning. Casey, Illinois, a small town home to giant things. That's the title of the video.
Beautiful. I think it's probably the best town name I've ever seen, if I'm being honest.
Why is that?
Just Casey. I think it's pretty sweet.
Trying to be like the coffee guy. So was that pretty accurate?
A lot more confused faces, but
I just said you start giving it back to. You work here? Are you a human? Did you smoke meth before clocking in?
yeah, there's a real horror movie vibe around this whole town, and you could just smell the incest in the air. So I loved it, but it was also just a very odd feeling being there.
It's a great smell to have while you're on a road trip with your sister and brother. It's fucking hot. You guys should have acted on it. You probably were the cause of the smell.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Fucking doors open, that waft. Everyone's like, damn, dude, smell like incest over here. Shit.
They fucking hate you. Besides that, once we got to St. Louis, some stuff we did. We went to the City Museum, the place I talked about in here before that so I won't go into detail about it. I can just talk about a couple things. But Nick didn't remember me talking about it, and as soon as he got there, he says, like, Edith Finch come to life, which is literally what I said in this podcast. Wow. So, man, that's kind of weird because there's nothing that blatantly, like, shows that or anything. So it's funny we had that, both had the exact vibe. And that was his favorite thing we did the whole trip. There's nothing else like it in the world. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, that seems like his kind of place, too.
Yeah. So you're asking about these Band-Aids on my arm.
Yeah.
They got one on each elbow if you're listening to the podcast. When I've been to City Museum before, like I said, there's tons of slides there. You can probably see where this is going, but gotta set it up. So this time, I intentionally wore clothing that I knew would make me extra slick on the slides, so I'd get more speed. And the first slide I went on, it worked amazingly. Like Nick and my sister went down first. They went down, they got normal speed, kind of slowed down, stopped. I went down, and it was like aluminum, metal slide, whatever. And pretty steep, went down, and there's a pretty long landing strip of aluminum that they stopped at. But I kept flying past it and went to the concrete.
Oh, shit.
And then when I went to the concrete, my ankle twisted in the concrete, which popped my elbows up because you're supposed to put them like that so they don't scrape. but popped my elbows off and then just dragged both of them straight across the concrete. And it wasn't just like I kind of hit the concrete. Nick and Michaela were standing there, and I'm like, oh. And then even this random guy was there. Oh God, that was not your skin, was it? And I was like, oh no, it's definitely my skin. There's blood all over my elbows.
Oh, there's like streaks of blood that followed you.
Not that bad. Should I try and take it off here and see?
Yeah, damn, that looks tight.
So,
you got that shit on there tight.
They're like identical on each elbow. They're like this big, so it's not as bad as this looks.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I put these on here, if you're easily grossed out, you want to skip ahead a couple minutes, is I had 3 Band-Aids like this. There's 2 on here right now, but 3 on each arm.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were in the car ride home, I kept putting my elbows like on the armrest, and there was just puddles of pus. And I realized that pus is just leaking out of these like crazy.
Pus?
Yeah, because, well...
They got infected that quick?
Well, this place is fucking filthy. And this was the first thing I did there, and then I rocked it the rest of the trip, or the rest of the visit there without putting Band-Aids on it before I left.
Pus.
Yeah, so we can unveil it here, see what it looks like
infection
now.
there. Nice, dude.
Yeah, so you can see how it's not that big, but you can see how deep it is by the fucking color changing, and even like the. And then we got one to match him over here.
The audio listeners, it kind of looks like I don't know what the fuck that looks like.
It's about the size of what a
nickel.
Yeah, nickel quarter.
Yeah. Weird tinge to him. Tinge? Is that the word?
Yeah, I think it's because it took off so many layers of skin that's not like the normal. Because when they first had them, they were dark red and blood was dripping off it.
And the Band-Aids, a little blood and pus mixed on the Band-Aid cushion things.
Let's see if I can. Oh, it just kind of looks red on camera. That's not really doing justice. So yeah, it was like this, and then popped off and just dragged straight across.
What are these clothes you wore? I want to make sure I wear something similar when I go.
So I wore it was a Blue Jackets shirt, but it was very soft. I could tell it just kind of slide well. I put some nice leggings on.
Okay.
And then I knew I couldn't. I wanted to wear just the leggings because those probably would have sent me off. This was also on the rooftop of the City Museum. I didn't get to do this last time because it was too cold, so it wasn't opened. But the rooftop was open this time, so I just pictured flying off the rooftop. But I thought the leggings would be too much for. You have to climb all over and get real interactive. And there's kids there, and I was like, I don't think leggings are probably the most appropriate thing.
No.
So I got some really soft shorts to go over my leggings. So everything you could tell would just.
Should put some like dish soap on your back before you went down.
It was great though. This doesn't feel too great. I gotta be honest with you. It kind of just burns like shit, but it was worth it.
Yeah, they look like burns. They look like burns more than. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. Just think about a burn, like that weird color the skin turns in a burn.
You can tell how much a layer of skin is off. I don't know if you can. But like the top of it there, it's like so much higher than the bottom. I'm trying not to touch it because it hurts like shit. But you can see up there it stands way taller than the...
Yeah, it kind of looks like you're like sharpening knives or something on your elbows.
And it's kind of fucking creepy how similar they look. Just like make them kiss, you know?
Nice to make them kiss, yeah.
They're so
Lick 'em.
sensitive, I don't even want to touch it. But yeah, I yelled at my little sister because she put her foot up where the pus puddle was. And I was like, oh, you got it all fucking wet. And then my foot is not even wet. And I was like, all right, I'm sure it just got there. And I put this elbow on there. Oh, shit. And I saw another puddle there. And I was like, oh, it's my elbows.
Michaela, get your foot out of my pus puddle right now, goddammit. Ew, pus puddle. That's a band name. You just said that nonchalantly. Yeah, then Michaela's sitting there. She fucking lifts her foot, puts it right in my pus puddle.
I knew you liked the pus puddle.
I do. That's a good one. I feel like people would really hate to hear that, though. Pus
Yeah,
puddle.
that's why I give... Usually I just talk, doesn't it? If I give a heads up on the phone, it's real gross. Then besides that, we Saw the arch, of course.
At any point, did you think like taking some of your snacks and dipping it in the pus puddle?
No, I didn't. They're
Like
so
swiping
sensitive
with
right
the-
now. I just don't even want to touch them. So no, not at all.
Ugh. I hate thinking about that. I hate burning feeling.
Yeah, I can't imagine what these are gonna scab up into because there's so many layers just getting gone.
Are you a scab picker?
Yeah, but
Probably don't want to pick those ones, though, huh?
no.
Okay.
And I try and wait till like they're the kind of just like scrape off a little, not like peeling them where you're getting a whole new cut
Start
in there.
bleeding again.
But I mean, this could be a story for things we shouldn't admit. But it's a quick one. And it leads into this. I told you about that one time Buckeye was laying in bed with me, and I had a big scab on my leg, and I could feel him nibbling on it. I was like, Buckeye, stop it, stop it. It was in the middle of the night, so I couldn't like wake up or anything. Stop it. And then he finally stopped. And then he bit down on it and just yanked back real hard and just peeled it off. And that was one of those that was not ready to get peeled off, so it just started bleeding instantly again. And then he started licking it. I was like, oh, my fucking asshole.
Buckeye turned into a doctor.
Yeah, I could feel when he was nibbling, you could feel he was trying to peel it. So I was like, shit, stop it, stop it. And then he finally stopped. And I was like, oh, God, now I can get to bed. And one more. Just fucking took it off.
It's real quick. You ate some Casey jerky, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm just picturing him trying to get these things off. That'd be fucking terrible.
Oh, dude. Like, just uses the front teeth and rips them. Ugh. God, yeah, I hate sunburns or skin burns or anything. Like, it's one of the worst feelings.
Yeah. Besides the arch, we also went to the aquarium there. We went to Union Station, which is the old train station there. That's where the aquarium's at. Did the Ferris wheel there, merry-go-round. We did that. We were the 3 adults on there, and that was it.
Really?
Yeah, there was like a package deal that made everything cheaper. So let's just do it. And we decided to get on there. Did mini golf. You could probably guess who won.
What is a merry-go-round?
That's what it is. What do you call it?
I'm not even getting involved in this because I feel like it's one of those things with you.
What do you say, carousel?
No. Marigold?
Merry-go-round?
Merry-go-round.
Uh-huh. What do you call it?
See, now it's fucking with me. Now I'm forgetting what I call it. But carousel and merry-go-round. Merry-go-round. Not merry. Merry-go-round. Merry-go-round. Merry-go-round?
Let's see here.
I'm also one of those guys that does that and never notice when people do it, but for some reason that one stuck out to me. Merry-go-round.
Here.
Are you going to play it?
Yeah, because I don't. That's just always what I thought it was, so let's see.
Merry-go-round.
Yeah. Merry-go-round.
What a merry-go-round. Merry-go-round. See, it's one of those things, man, that I just do. Merry-go-round. Yeah, get up on the merry-go-round.
That's why I thought I was going crazy. Is it? I just thought maybe you said carousel, but yeah, I always thought it was merry-go-round. So.
Carousel's pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
I feel like you go either way with that.
Oh yeah, I don't care about either. I do either of those. I always say merry-go-round. So.
I love the music machines on those, though.
Oh yeah.
Was it a good one with a good music machine?
I actually don't remember. We were being so stupid and trying to pick our favorite animal, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember, but no, I do like that.
There's one at our local Tuscarora Park in New Philadelphia, Ohio. The attendant there was always the same guy, and he became famous for, like, oh, when I was a kid, he ran this. He died like 10 years ago, but their machine was really cool. In the center was like an automated band, and as the merry-go-round merry-go-round makes sense. It makes obvious sense, like why it's called that, but not merry-go-round. Hey, get up on the merry-go-round. But as it would turn, these instruments would play by itself. It's fucking way cooler than to just stare at those as a kid. But I forget how old the carousel was. But yeah, I like an automated, and that's like a whole community on YouTube.
Really?
It's like you look up videos because I love the music so much for some reason.
No, I do like it. I actually don't remember, like I said, if there's even any music. Kind of blanking, but I do like that because I know when I used to play theme park simulators. I told you those are my favorite games. That was one. I don't even care about merry-go-rounds and real theme parks. I care less about them. But when I play theme parks, like the noise of that, it's definitely stuck in my head.
Yeah, in the YouTube videos too, I just like listening and looking at them. The comment sections are hilarious. Oh shit, that's the 1901 Springer Classic. That sounds great. Like what? Why do you know that?
Yeah, that'd be Ryan. He'd hate theme parks, but love that.
Oh yeah, like they can tell like when the instrument I can tell they switch out the drums with this type of drum, and it doesn't sound exactly like the creator wanted.
I think that covers it. Like I said, we ate a shitload of food, so that cover a good portion of it. But I talk about food enough on here. So, anything else random you want to talk about before we get going?
No, I know for a fact when I drive home we'll be listening to carousel music.
Anything you forgot about from the weeks before you want to talk about?
No?
I actually don't for once either. So we can get to corrections, question, and feedback. We had a question week here from James B.
We did. Thank you, James.
How's it going, guys?
It's going good, buddy.
My question for you is not game related, but you can apply it to games if you want. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about flat Earth and the conspiracies that follow it. Know that Earth is not flat. Is this flippers? Is that flat? What is this? You probably know this fucking term.
Flurfs?
Flurfs? Is that what they call themselves?
Flurfs?
Have you heard?
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
Because they put in parentheses flat earthers, so that's what that is. But I never heard that term.
I watch a lot of Vice. There's some really good Vice documentaries, and there's a really famous documentary where the guy tries to launch himself with a rocket. Surprisingly, the guy ended up killing himself. It's a true story. He was a flurf, I guess as they're called.
Yeah, so flurfs are just really entertaining with their nonsensical arguments. My question is this. What are your favorite conspiracy theories? They don't have to be something you believe. Just any you find funny or interesting. Signed, Sasquatch.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's talk about the flat Earth one real quick because it makes no sense. Most good conspiracies is like, okay, that makes sense why that would happen or why they'd keep that secret or I guess it's going on behind the scenes and then kept it quiet. But the flat Earth one makes no sense. Like, why hide that? Mm-hmm. Also, you look up at the other planets and you're like, yeah, they're round, but we're definitely on a plate right now. And they're like, so what's at the edge of the world? And they're like, a great ice wall, duh. And you know how many people would have to be in on the flat Earth thing to keep that a secret? Kyrie Irving was a flurf. Yeah, that one makes no sense, and there's no reason to just at the beginning of time be like, yeah, we're on a flat Earth.
How many people do you think actually believe it, or just trolling or want to get attention?
I know there's a full-blown convention you can go to that's full of flurfs.
Sounds like some gross fucking, what do you call it, furry thing? Flurf.
Sounds like a Star Wars cash-in with the Porg.
Yeah.
I don't know, but probably way too many. I know it kind of sucks because YouTube really cut down on their videos. YouTube was really promoting those for a second. It'd be fucking 4-hour-long videos of a slideshow, and guys just like, hi, welcome back. The audio's always terrible. I am Dr. Grove. Today we're going to be talking about how they add ice to the ice wall. And then he just goes on for hours, and then idiots watch it. And they're like, God, he's so intelligent. They're definitely keeping the secret.
Yeah.
Also, you've been on a fucking plane how many times, Kyrie? Matter of fact, you're rich enough, I'm sure they would take you up in a plane that gets even higher. You could do whatever you want. You get in some satellites, some drones probably. Go watch that Red Bull video where the guy hops out of the...
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you could look at. Oh, no, it's all simulated. I think my favorite conspiracies are... I think the goofy ones are fun to talk about, but the ones that are believable. Probably the most out there one, I believe, is aliens and UFOs, which thankfully is becoming kind of the...
Out there, I get it.
Yeah, it's becoming accepted. And it makes sense why they keep that hidden, because it would really fuck with Earth. If someone was like, there's other civilizations that exist out there, like the Christians, the Muslims, the Jews. They'd be losing their mind, really fuck with their religion. So it makes sense why they'd hide that. I think it'd do some weird shit to people's minds. I think that if we want to get specifics in Aliens, the one where they keep the ships that they've captured, Bob, his great documentary. But I think some of my favorite ones is that maybe the Waco siege, that the ATF had actually set the fires and killed all those people. Which, by the way, the guy that's head of the Waco siege is now head of ATF. Thanks, Biden. He appointed him. The guy that posed in front of charred bodies that he was responsible for burning. He did like costume switch outs too. Like you can find him where he's like wearing his body armor in front of the bodies, and then real good guy. So that's a crazy conspiracy to think that the government just set this building on fire to kill all these people and children. And you know who was there that day?
Who's that?
Watching it all happen? A good guy by the name of Timothy McVeigh. No, he's a piece of shit. Just kidding. But he watched what happened that day in Waco and was like, yeah, fuck the feds. And went on to make a bomb and blew up Oklahoma City. So you could also kind of point it back to them setting that building on fire and kind of think like if the ATF didn't do that, you could have stopped Oklahoma City bombing. I think JFK assassination. That's a fun one to talk about. I think most of them are just fun. It's way cooler to talk about that shit than the real issues. Probably the scariest one is Gulf of Tonkin conspiracy, the start of the Vietnam War. It's been proven to be real. It's one of those things where people are like, oh, yeah, that didn't happen. But then later it was declassified. And basically that was 1964. Kennedy's killed, which he was not a proponent of the Vietnam War. Johnson, right? That's who? President Johnson?
Yeah.
They were looking for an excuse to escalate the war, so they just kept they sent a battleship deep into North Vietnam waters. They supposedly get shot at, but they blew the fuck out of the North Korean ships. I don't think no Americans died. But so that probably wasn't enough of an excuse to go to war, so they sent the ships back in. But this time, the commander or whatever, the captain of the ship was like, we're getting shot at. Oh my God, we're dying out here. And then so Johnson's like, yep, time to go to war. And they're just, gearing up for war. And the captain calls back later and he's like, actually, we weren't. It was the storm. There was a storm and there's some fog. I don't know how the fuck you confuse storm and a fog to getting shot at and rockets and torpedoes getting shot at you. But Johnson wasn't having. He's like, oh, that's crazy. You got shot at, man. He's like, no, I think it was rain, man. And nope, I think you got shot at. I think so. Then that led to probably easily one of the deadliest wars in history. 60,000 Americans died. So that's a scary conspiracy that it's not really talked about. That's been proven true. Led to Vietnam. I think it's the only conspiracies I can think of. I think Mothman's a cool one. Cool idea.
Yeah.
What's some of your conspiracies?
I don't really believe in it, any that I've looked into, but that's because I do look into them. I actually am really interested. It's not like I just deny everything or don't believe it. I think they're super interesting. I like looking at them too, and there's plenty I'm interested in and try and look at all sides, and so I do think they're fun. Even though I don't believe 9/11 at all, I think that one's one of the more.
You don't believe in 9/11 at all?
Oh no, sorry, I do. Not the conspiracies, but like I could see how people could think that. I just think most time, the most obvious answer is usually the answer. I think the more you conspiracize things, you can definitely get the answers you want and have it make sense. Because the more you think about things like that, especially things that are so unknown and haven't happened and just so fucking weird. I feel like you can definitely put your own ideas in there and make them make sense.
Oh, I can think of one for you.
What's that?
Can I guess one of your favorite conspiracies?
I actually was kind of blanking, so go for it. I was going to try and listen more, but yeah.
This also has a small community that you can go to a convention about. The Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's one of yours.
Yeah, it's something I figured out more recently, but yeah, that's definitely interesting. More terrifying because I don't know. It's a little creepy, but yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I might, with how I talk and how you guys all are, it might just seem like I'm the complete opposite and think all of it's stupid and not believe any of it. I just think most of it's interesting, and the reason I don't believe most of it is because I look into it, and doesn't mean I'm right just because I looked into it. It's just what I believe, just like any of us that look into stuff. Doesn't mean we're automatically right, but I think they're super interesting to look at and see different sides. Especially, you said JFK. That's one because that's one that still nobody really knows about. I know, obviously, Oswald was the one they think did it, but nobody's really sure. So yeah, it's all there's a lot of creepy stuff like that.
Yeah, it is creepy. That the shit goes on and the truth will never really be out there. 9/11, there is some things where you're like, what the fuck did that happen? But then you like listen to experts. Like listen to one of the firemen that had lost like 95% of his fireman friends and his best friends in the world. You watch them all die in front of him. And he used to be a fireman, but then he switched to kind of more of office work for the firemen. So they have their full gear running into the building, and he's stuck outside watching all his friends tunnel in and eventually just collapse. And he almost died when the building collapsed. But was it Tower 7? The one that everyone's like, Tower 7! Tower 7! That's like the first thing they love to say.
Besides jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Yeah. I haven't heard that one in a while, though. But so he broke down what happened at Tower 7. And so anytime there's a guy at work that's like crazy and all these conspiracies, he's like, I only went Tower 7. And I was like, trying to point him in the right direction. Like, you need to listen to him talk about Tower 7. I think they had generators in the basement that were full of fuel. I can't remember exactly, but he breaks it down how it happened. And the fire had happened, and you're kind of thinking, like, we could send guys in there, but we have way more shit to worry about, and it's super dangerous with those generators, I believe is what was going on. And the setup of the building was really old, and basically they were kind of like, let it just do its thing. And that's what happened. So if you have questions about Tower 7, definitely go listen to his explanation. He's really good, too, because there's no reason for him to fucking lie.
Yeah. And
if he thought there was a government conspiracy, he'd probably be the first one to call it out because he watched all of his friends die right in front of him. It's insane how many funerals he went to in that amount of time.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he was like, it was the hardest decision trying to decide which funeral to go to because I couldn't go to all of them. So it's really sad if you, James or whoever's listening to this, if you want a link to the podcast, I can send you. But he's really good. He's also the guy that got in trouble a few years ago for trying to block the mosque from being built on. Do you ever hear about that?
I don't think so.
They're trying to build a mosque near World Trade Center.
Doesn't sound familiar.
He was one of the guys, but he also breaks that down, what happened with that and how it was actually total bullshit. And had nothing to do with Islam. So I could send you that link, and it really... I was kind of indifferent about 9/11, never really thought about it. I know Renee's pretty crazy into it, interested in it, but this guy breaks it down, and you're like, wow, holy shit. So anytime, I kind of get pissed when every time someone's like, Tower 7, I'm like, dude, you gotta go listen to this guy talk, because he will change your mind, I'm telling you. But I think people like that don't really want their mind changed, though.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's why, with how much I don't believe it, I could definitely see how it might come off like I'm just somebody will never believe in any conspiracy or hate all of them. But I think they're super interesting. I like seeing different points. And like you said, 9/11, there is a lot of points where you're just like, that seems really odd and doesn't really make sense. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like with something that is just so unprecedented, there's going to be things that don't make sense because you don't have anything to compare it to or reference it to.
Yeah.
And then you can easily make connections and be like, well, this is exactly how a detonation would go off, or make all these assumptions, and then it would sound totally reasonable.
What's crazy, too, is he talks about everyone that gets cancer that was there at 9/11, so then you feel
Yeah.
terrible about, well, now the survivors are dying off. But he had taken charcoal. Basically, he had been there for like 4 or 3 days straight, and then they were like, dude, you need to go home and get some sleep. And so this doctor quickly contacted him and was like, hey, take these pills. And he thinks if they would have distributed them to everybody, that cancer wouldn't have been a thing. He breaks that down, too, and it makes you even more depressed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if anyone has any questions about 9/11, I'll send you his way. And he seems like respectable or a nice enough guy to those people. But like I said, I don't think they want to believe that it wasn't a conspiracy.
Yeah, I think that's the main issue with conspiracy theorists, is that they're either trolls or they're just so stuck in their ways, and then they say that people that believe the truth, as they would say, are just ignorant and don't know the facts, but then they do the same thing by trapping themselves in that box and you're like, nope, this is the truth. Nothing else is possible.
Yeah.
And you're literally doing what you're saying everybody else is doing.
We said, too, there was a, sorry, I keep thinking about interesting things he said in this podcast. During 9/11, so all this shit's happening, all of these, like, FBI agents and everybody in the agencies were, like, trying to run up there and help. But there were so many of them, they couldn't keep track of who all was there, and they were afraid, like, a terrorist could sneak in. So they had tapped him on the shoulder, and they're like, hey, this guy over here, this is with the FBI. He's got an FBI coat on. He's not in the FBI. We think he could be a terrorist. And I think he ended up, like, tackling. They all tackled him, and it was, like, a crazy misunderstanding, and he really wasn't who he's saying he was, but he was also still, I don't know. I just think if you listen to this interview, I'm telling you, this 3-hour-long podcast, it will change your view on 9/11. So if anyone out there listening to this honestly fucking thinks 9/11 was an inside job, I think you should listen to this podcast.
We also did a good viewing a few years back that showed us.
Oh, yes.
Try and find another one of those people wants to go watch party together and show you the truth.
Yes.
Show you that is a conspiracy theorist and why I'm right.
Real life and that both had Bush, if you think about it. Bush was a big part of that, what we watched. That was a thing in the 70s. Man, I'm really sad you threw that away.
Yeah, should I explain that? Because I feel like now it just sounds like we're hiding something real weird.
Yeah, you should.
So there's somebody we actually mentioned multiple times on here. Is our old friend named Cabal.
He's dead.
As I said, we always reference him as being dead. He's alive, but he's not even dead to us. So I think we're dead to him. I think all of us would still be like, yeah, come hang out. But he kind of abandoned us as a friend group for some reason. And he was the opposite of 9/11 conspiracy theorist. He hated it more than anything, and he said they're all idiots and that there's no way it was fake or planned, whatever you want to say, an inside job.
Yeah, like you told me, you were like, yeah, dude, this conspiracy, he'd probably fight you.
Yeah. So I was always, as you could tell in this podcast, I sided with him. But then after a couple weeks of doing it, I told somebody at our job, we all worked together, that I was going to tell Cabal the next day that I saw a documentary that changed my life, and that I'm a believer now in the inside job. And I told him that, and he's, you're fucking kidding me. And I was like,
didn't he start naming off documentaries too? That's how involved he was with it.
Yeah, his I
swear to God, if it's like he's naming off the directors, if it was that fucking thing that he put out.
Yeah, he did that. I was like, no, it's nothing like that. What is it? And I was like, it's actually a really interesting fact that I've never heard before, which I've heard many times, and he knew it, so I don't know why he didn't put together right then. It's that jet fuel can't melt steel beams. And he was like, I don't know why he didn't put together right then, because that's literally the argument that I made against. So that's so fucking stupid. That's the worst argument you can make. And so I was like, we should get a viewing party, and I can show you this documentary, and you'll see that it'll change your mind. We're not doing that. It's not going to change my mind. And this took like weeks of convincing. And I finally got him, and we got probably like 10 people at my house, I'm guessing. And this was weeks of planning. and he finally came over. And
Your cabal is good, by the way.
oh, thank you.
I feel like he's not dead when you do that.
So we're all downstairs about to watch it. Should I say what it is now, or let that be the end? Should I set up the preference of starting it before he got there?
I don't know. I don't know the best way to say that. I put it at the end.
Okay. So we're all sitting there. We got a big surround sound system, pretty big TV. And I'm like, all right, let's start it. Okay, put it on. And he's just staring down at his phone. Cabal, if we're going to watch this, you got to pay attention. I'm going to fucking pay attention when it starts. I'll use my phone till then. And I was like, oh, no, put it down your phone now. We're starting it. God damn it. He slammed it down on the table. All right, I'm watching. And then I started it, and it was just hardcore 80s porn. And just discussed the most generic 80s porn. Like, the Bush reference was there was a whole lot of hair up in there.
Yeah.
And it was nothing appealing about it. It was disgusting. The quality of the video looked terrible.
The music.
Yeah. And I purposely, before he got there, I purposely found the worst scene with the most hair and the most exaggerated moaning. And paused on that scene for when he came there. And then that started. This is not what we're watching, is it? Can we put on a documentary? No, this is it. I fucking hate you. So weeks of planning just to put on an 80s porno for him?
For about 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. It was. Well, that's all we could last.
Yes.
No, I could probably last 5 hours watching that shit. But, and then.
Use the Zoom feature.
Yeah. I got that, but it was a real DVD, too, because one of my friends, like probably 3 years before that, gave that to me. It was an unopened 80s fucking DVD porno, or porno DVD, and
It's like a compilation.
Yeah. So I'm not going to use this, and I think he gave it to you, didn't he, actually? And then you threw it out. Is that right?
I think so, maybe.
And I was like, shit, I could use that for something, which probably sounded real suspicious, but I literally kept it in the package till that day, and I threw it out right then. Did you reference earlier? Should have kept it.
Should have kept it. We could just continue that joke with just dumb shit.
Or framed it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Oh, I meant to tell you. Did you see that famous lady, the actress? She's been a while since she's been in stuff, but she got stabbed. Reese.
Witherspoon?
No, it was with a knife.
You're smiling. It's a joke, isn't it?
It was with a knife.
Oh, god damn it.
It's a good one, isn't it?
No. I thought I was making a joke because I knew Reese Witherspoon didn't get stabbed, but fell right into it.
Yeah, you did.
I don't like that.
I was talking to Renee about that joke, though. Ryan, they would never work on Ryan. Reese who, bud? Reese's? Someone stabbed a Reese's cup? He just doesn't know pop culture. Also, not really pop culture. What's the last time she been? So she got checked out. Sweet Home Alabama and Legally Blonde. Watched that way too much growing up.
You ever
Good
see
stuff.
4 Christmases? Her and Vince Vaughn?
Mm.
Most people probably say it's trash, and my scale for Christmas movies is different. I think it's great, but it's pretty fucking
I
cheesy.
think you've told me about that before, actually.
Yeah, it's a good one. Probably not a good one, but a good one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, any other conspiracy you want to dive into before we get out of here?
No.
No? Well, I appreciate the email, James. And if you guys want to send any corrections, question, or feedback, send to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And then you said you don't have any news, right?
No news. There's a little bit coming out of Xbox talking about the games. Man, I think the exclusive. We are reaching the 3-year mark of them announcing Xbox Game Studios.
So
they're starting to come out,
mm-hmm.
and I think the end of this year we're gonna start seeing them come.
You think
So
they'll
I'm
do
excited.
anything besides Halo, though? I feel like they're going to want everything to stay out of the way.
This year, I think Halo and a new Forza Horizon's my guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, definitely
Those two.
Forza.
Those two, and that's it. But I think next year it's going to get nutty.
Yeah.
Still haven't. I saw a bunch more consoles got released today, though. Amazon, GameStop,
Oh, yeah.
you could buy, but they were barely up for any time.
Yeah. Yeah, the S seems to be up pretty most times now, but besides that, the other ones seem to come and go. But it seems like they're happening way more often, which I think is a sign that eventually we're going to get there. Well, obviously we're going to, but it seems like it's trending that way. So that's good. There is a few things, not really. I just saved some screenshots that we can talk about. I scrolled past that accidentally. But not really real news stories to read. Xbox or Microsoft confirmed that their E3 press conference will be June 13th at 1 p.m. our time. And they are combining. We talked about...
That was just announced then.
Yeah, they did it today.
Yeah, I was going to say that was not up there yesterday.
I think we talked about this. I think you said you thought they'd be different press conferences. I said I thought they'd be combined. They are combining Xbox and Bethesda into one. So I thought it made sense. Bummed because the more press conferences, the better during E3.
You want a prediction for Bethesda?
Yeah.
What is it? Star Citizen? Is that
Starfield.
Starfield.
That
sounds fucking same.
Star Citizen, though, sounds like...
I think it's an actual game.
That is. But it sounds like a fucking senior center, but they try to make it all fancy.
In space. I think they're going to do a lot. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Or not a lot of that. We're finally going to see, like, video and gameplay.
Yeah, I saw Jeff Grubbs, which I haven't heard him till this year, but he seems to be a guy that has been breaking a ton of stuff and has been accurate, not just, like, saying bullshit.
What's his YouTube channel?
Not sure.
Look it up. I've been watching a guy, and it sounds like he's known for being on the edge of...
Yeah, because he announced that Starfield is exclusive to Microsoft, which has been kind of in debate for a long time. And so it's not confirmed, but like I said, he seems to be somebody that doesn't just say stuff. It's usually when he's saying it that he has some kind of info that is backing it. So
this is not him, but I will definitely add him to my list.
Yeah, I actually haven't even watched him. I just follow from seeing him on Twitter and stuff, and everything that he said like that has been accurate so far.
He looks like we would get along.
Yeah.
Guy I was thinking of is you probably heard of him. Collins guys go over there. Maddie Plays.
Oh yeah.
Did an interview with him, so I was like, let me check this guy out. Colt Eastwood. You heard of him?
I feel like I've heard of him from Maddie Plays.
Maddie Plays.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, he's got really, I don't know what the fuck he must have like a team of editors or something, but he pumps out some good stuff. I like it. It's all Xbox.
Yeah.
All Xbox themed.
Okay. I'm excited though. That's still only 2 press conferences that are confirmed. There's obviously going to be more, but I think it's weird that we only have 2 set times for how many companies are going to be there. But
the reason I know Xbox must have just announced that is because I've been talking with work because we're so down on people and someone's about to leave. They said they're going to do their best they can to get me off for all those days.
That's good. I requested off the 12th to the 15th today. Weird enough.
Really?
Yep.
I did too. My boss is pretty good with his word. He's like, I'm gonna figure it out for you, man. So. Yeah,
I'm getting real excited because this feels like actually 3 again. Unlike last year, it was fun doing that, but everything is so broken up that it's very anticlimactic.
I think we should do shot challenges with these.
You think so?
We'll do shots, but I think I will do a lot of my shots with these.
Hopefully they're still around. I mean, we can load up on them. They won't be expired by then.
Because I'm hoping that by the end of that, I'd hate these so much that I could let them go. I'm okay with them disappearing.
And they're like, they're here for good. And then you ruined it.
They're so good, though. I don't think that would.
Are.
I think a few months off and I'll be ready to go back in.
We talked last week about Amazon potentially buying MGM. They confirmed that purchase today for $8.5 billion. They bought MGM. I don't know if you saw this. I just thought it was weird. Apple announced that they're going to start selling the DualSense in Apple stores. It makes sense because it's compatible with iOS to be able to play games on there. That's just so weird to me that a Sony controller is going to be sold at Apple Store. I know everything's kind of just morphing into everything connecting to each other, but it's still weird to think about.
Especially if the Microsoft stores are still around.
Yeah. This I thought was fucking crazy. It makes sense because there's so many movies, but it said with Spiral's release, Saul's franchise is now over $1 billion in global box office.
Wow.
Which, like I said, so many movies, it makes sense. That's still just a fucking unbelievable number for a movie franchise.
I wonder how many horror franchises could say that an equivalent amount of movies. It's got to be only like Saw, right?
I was going to say, because even you would think like Friday the 13th and those kind of movies, but those were so early that the gross was way less than what movies are now. And there's still, even though there's a lot of those movies, Saw has more than most big time horror movies now.
Let's see if I can Google that real quick.
Okay.
Like most successful horror franchises.
I feel like it's gonna bring up Halloween and those kind of movies, but it might be more successful, but not as money wise successful. Because Halloween is definitely more known than Saw for sure.
Here we go. This is from Forbes. Exactly what we want.
Okay.
The 13 highest grossing horror film franchises of all time. This is Underworld. That's funny. This is adjusted for inflation, $317 million. Final Destination, $357. Resident Evil, $342. This is not what I expected on these lists. What the fuck? Wow. The Exorcist, adjusted for inflation, $1.2 billion. Number 9, Halloween, with 10 films. I think this might be a little old, so I think there's 11 films now with a new one. So this might be higher, but $664 million. That doesn't make sense because the last one was
so that was $1 billion, wasn't it?
1.2. Well, I don't understand why that is. Please tell me, God, I'm not reading these wrong. And fucking Underworld is the highest grossing horror film. We'll just go through them. Halloween, 664 million. What do you think the most successful one was, adjusted for inflation? For Halloween.
Of Halloween, like which one? Halloween 2?
Nope, Halloween 1.
Was it? I know that one's more popular, but I figured the sequel would get the
buzz.
The excitement.
Scream, with only 4 films. I didn't know they had that little amount. Is that counting the
new one? Yeah.
New one? Really? Wow.
Reboot.
That was real nostalgic to watch. I watched it with my sister. And
yeah.
It's nice. It was nice because it's who I started watching them with. At $584 million. Which one do you think's the most successful Scream?
The third one?
The original.
Really?
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street with 9 films. Adjusted for inflation is $700 million. Friday the 13th at $820 million. Paranormal Activity. Oh Jesus.
Be on there.
For just for inflation, it's $450 million. Jaws. Adjusted for inflation is $1.6 billion. Holy shit. So this is Saw. This is clearly old. This is an old article. But Saw, adjusted for inflation at the time, was $550 million. With 7 films. How many films is there now?
9, I think.
9.
So, wonder how accurate that is. That seems crazy that only a couple more would double up the amount.
Yeah. Conjuring with $450 million. And Alien with 270. Oh, I see what they're doing, I think. Okay. So this list is based on worldwide. So Alien's $1.5 billion. Okay, I see what they're doing now. So the top one's Alien at $1.5 billion. So that's crazy. Saul is easily top 3 then at this point.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Top 3 or top 4. And to think I remember the original one coming out and promo stuff around it.
Yeah.
Feels cool. I need to go through and watch all of them.
You do. I'm down anytime you want to.
Okay.
E3 also announced on their official account that they're going to have a list of ways to watch the live show and other E3 content. So I'm guessing some of these will make sense for that. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Gaming, Twitter, Steam, and Reddit. So I'm guessing the obvious video ones there will be where you can watch the press conferences, and then some of the other ones will be like giveaways or demos or whatever. But that sounds a lot more place to watch and a lot easier to watch. And like, shit, should we go on IGN and like find a stream that keeps cutting in and out that you can just watch it on YouTube or Facebook Gaming or any of these? So that sounds good to me. This one, did you see? Are you a Time Splitters guy? Can't remember.
I played it. I know my friends were into it way more than I was.
Yeah, I fucking love the second one.
Did you play on GameCube?
Yeah, and then on Xbox, I bought it on there too.
So most of my friends played on GameCube. Seemed to be the go-to place.
And they had a map creator that was way ahead of its time. I spent way too much time in there.
Really?
Yeah, just because I was making maps for me and my friends because there was no real online or anything. Or if there was, obviously I didn't have it. But studio made up of old Free Radical employees, which was the studio that made it, announced they're making a new Time Splitters game.
Oh, wow.
So the original creators too, not just somebody that wanted to buy up the IP. So that's I don't know what a Time Splitters game would be like now. If it's just gonna seem like a generic first-person shooter. If they do it right, I think actually bring some life to the first-person shooter and do something different, and not just have the same generic first-person shooters that we keep getting now. Did you see this picture Microsoft tweeted out, or they shared on all their social media, about what Xbox Game Pass would be like if there was no digital front for gaming? I can show you.
No.
It's pretty fucking cool. I thought it was real for a second. Like what Game Pass would be in a physical age.
So it's basically like a store.
Yeah. Looks like they just ripped it straight out of Blockbuster, but have a giant Xbox Game Pass on it.
Or Books A Million or something.
Yeah. They also announced for their 20th anniversary, which is what that was in reference to, they have a ton of gear. I don't know if you saw that you can buy on Microsoft.com.
Oh, don't tell me this.
Here you go. Some of it looks pretty fucking awesome. And a lot of Halo mixed in there as well.
That is cool, but out of that, I don't even know what I'd buy.
Yeah, they also have a lot more than that, but that was like
Oh,
the
no.
thumbnail.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I might get some as well. PS5 also announced 2 new DualSense controllers. They've only had the white ones. They announced a black one that looks more like a traditional dual shock controller, and then a weird red looking one. I'm not a big fan of the red that they're using. It's cool to see them do different colors though. I don't know if you've seen them.
I have not. This
picture don't really show it. The one thing I don't like is they did that weird thing where the buttons blend in, and some of them kind of look sleek like that, but I feel like PlayStation always had like the
very prominent.
Yeah, so I don't really like that on theirs. Today, if you're listening to this, if I get up on time, Supermassive Games is gonna they call it a big reveal of House of Ashes, the new Dark Pictures anthology game. They're doing a reveal for it today if I get this out on time. So I can't wait to see that. I talked about their other 2 games on here quite a bit. But that's all I had. So we can get to media pickups. I don't have any if you do.
Let's see, I talked about that. No, I don't have any.
No?
Because I talked about Puppeteer last episode.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I also haven't been playing anything this week. I am so mad I haven't got to play more Mass Effect or Pokemon, but I was out of town, and then I had editing to do and get them podcast, and all this stuff is about playing more games, and somehow I keep playing less because of it.
Yeah, even the staple for me, Cock-a-Doodle.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even been playing that.
No?
Nope.
So neither of us played any games.
I do feel like I was mowing and doing all that
Yeah.
normal shit, and the whole time doing like, bro, I want to play some games. So
Yeah.
I feel like get ready for like, well, I played this. That's kind of how my personality's getting right now.
Yeah, that's how my mind is, but I know I got another trip planned next weekend, so my shit, when am I going to actually play games?
Where are you going?
New York City again.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah. The forecast is showing pouring rain every day we're there, so hopefully that changes. I'll still have fun, but that'd be some fucking bad luck. But looking forward to it. So
You gonna get some za?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to get way too much, especially because I found a place I know I like, and I'm still going to try new places. I'm going to get a full pizza at that place this time, though, since I know I like it. So I'm going to probably make another visit to the Nintendo store, so let me know if you want anything, or
Oh,
anybody that's
gosh.
listening to this, let me know, and you can pay me back and get you stuff at the Nintendo store in New York.
That's it. You better specify that they have to pay.
Get whatever you want. But what have you been watching?
Real question: you gonna film a sequel to your greatest hit?
I should. I mean, it's at like 1,200 views now somehow,
Holy
and like
shit.
30 likes, and it did get another dislike, but still like 30 to 3.
Fuckers.
I know. But
'Cause you know why?
what's that?
What they want is, hey guys, welcome. Today we're at Nintendo.
Oh. You know, I can't commit to. I know you love that. I was about to say maybe I can do one of those ironically, but I cannot do it with all the employees in there. I'd feel so fucking stupid.
Wow, look at this Kirby shirt. Isn't that cute? I would love to own this.
Hey, can I help you find anything? Oh shit, I can't do this anymore. But you been watching anything this week or this past week?
Nothing like I watched the Chris Farley documentary, and then like the one that his brother made. I think his brother was involved in making it. I think about reading his book too, his brother's book. I think it was my brother's Chris or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of led to me watching as much Chris Farley interviews and his SNL skits, and man, he was a fucking legend for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the funniest shit. Like one of the funniest things I watched with him too is kind of epic, but when you think about it, it's this lady from MTV interviewing Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, and David Spade. They all go out to eat together. And like I forget this lady's name. It's gonna bug me. Well, here I could probably look it up. She's very famous, so people are probably gonna give me shit for this. Chris Farley, David Spade, Adam Sandler. Also, talk about talent on that SNL lineup.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny too. Going back, people kind of shit on him. They're like, "Oh, all you guys have is a fat guy screaming all the time." Because I feel like each generation is like,
Yeah.
it was so much better when it was Belushi and Aykroyd, and then everyone's like, it was so much better when it was Farley, and then now people are like, it was so much better when it's Lonely Island.
Yeah. Andy Samberg.
So much funnier when Andy Samberger's group, Samberger. It was so much funnier when Andy Sam Cheeseburger was on there with his group. Let's see if I can find this interview, because this lady's very famous. So you can look this up, because I feel like it's such an insight on them. God, this is so sad. All the videos are just like Chris Farley or David Spade and Adam Sandler reminiscing about him. Oh, Cindy Crawford.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops. But just how naturally funny Chris Farley was. Like he's on this tangent because I think David Spade always played that like annoyed, or they just bounced off each other so well.
Yeah.
David Spade's such dry pan responses to Chris, but Chris Farley was like being loud and obnoxious as you expect, and David Spade or Adam Sandler like, dude, there's people over there, like, kind of bring it down a minute, and then he starts pretending to be the wife as she's like, you need to say something, he's ruining our anniversary. I can't even repeat it because it doesn't make sense, or I can't be as funny as him. But he just that second, just come up with this elaborate story that he's this guy's wife and repeating what she's saying. And then the waiter immediately comes and he's like, what can I get for you guys? And Chris Farley's holding the menu, opens it up. Well, I'll take this half. And he just laughs. And it's just dumb shit like that. How the fuck does he think of that? The dude was a legend.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Belushi. And to know they both lived and died under similar circumstances at the same age. And Chris Farley was obsessed with Belushi and was trying to emulate him. Everything he did, and died the same year that he died.
Yeah.
It's weird to think about, but as they say, I think about getting a shirt made of this too. Chris Farley, Belushi, and Jesus, all three died at the same age. So I think that's our holy trinity. That'd be funny, holy trinity, and have those three together. God damn it, Chris Farley is just, it's timeless comedy. It's like a Jackie Gleason. Like, you can watch Jackie Gleason now, and that shit was like, what, the 50s?
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie Gleason's still funny. It's timeless. And then Chris Farley's the same way. It just fucking sucks so much dick that he died so young. Because, granted, he did get, like most of them, unfortunately, just, I see good things in all of the films, but people always talk about how Adam Sandler and David Spade were sellouts and they went downhill. And people are already saying that about Chris Farley's, I didn't know it as a kid, but Beverly Hills Ninja was really hated on.
Yeah, I loved it as a kid. It makes sense, though, I guess.
Yeah. Just like, happened with Adam Sandler. But I feel bad, too, because Chris Farley was gearing up for more serious roles, and people were like, dude, once you got him in, like, serious acting, it was kind of crazy. He was going to play that one fat comedian from, like, the 30s and 40s. But it was like, people always talk about that would have been one of the greatest films ever created. And knowing how Adam Sandler does in serious films, it's one of my favorite movies. It just sucks knowing that he left early before we got those.
Yeah.
But that's really all I've been watching.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the triangle. Did you see that great meme from the NFL? It was it said countless number one overall picks, everything given to you. There's a lot of great things, and then it said and what do you got to show for it? No Super Bowls and
The Browns.
almost no success. And then it was the Browns, Bengals, and Lions, and it said the Bermuda Triangle of the NFL.
Yeah, I could see that.
That lines up perfectly. That's terrible.
I was just talking to, I think, Renee about that. We're all on a line, but I didn't think it was actually a triangle. Because, like, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Detroit.
That's kind of, it's hilarious, but also really sad because true.
Yeah.
The way they obviously present it better than that, too. I kind of messed it up, but the idea of it's still funny. But what I've been watching was, on our trip, we watched some South Park. And we watched Semi-Pro, so it's the second time I've seen that in 3 weeks. But that's one of my favorite comedies, so fine by me. And then we watched Army of the Dead, which is Zack Snyder's new zombie movie. Have you watched it yet?
Don't tell me anything. Don't spoil it, because I really want to go see it.
I'll tell you how I feel. I won't ruin anything about the movie. I think it's good. It's worth watching, especially if it's on Netflix, so you can see it for free. Or I think it'd be more fun in the theaters if you're planning on doing that. But I know it's only going to be there for a short amount of time. I don't like a lot of turns it takes, and I don't think it's nearly as good as Dawn of the Dead, which is where he got big, was the remake of Dawn of the Dead. And I think that version of Dawn of the Dead is actually better than the original. At least I like it more. So I won't spoil it, and I'll wait till you watch till we talk more, but I just think there's a lot of things that are kind of weird in this movie, and I think it could have been a lot better. And I know people hate on zombies, but I feel like there hasn't been a lot lately. I think there definitely has been a lot of standout ones that have been really good. I thought this had a chance to be that, and I think it's just kind of like mediocre to good, so kind of disappointed. But still worth watching, especially, like I said, since you can watch it for free. So we'll talk once you watch it and be able to spoil it some.
Okay.
And then besides that, I watched 21 Pilots live stream of their concert, which it was entertaining, and it was actually a lot of fun to watch. But it was kind of weird. I thought they just played their new album. I personally didn't listen to the new album. I was like, this would be a cool way to see it. But they mixed in a lot of their old songs and didn't even play every new song, which I thought was kind of odd. I know it's how a concert is, but I thought since everything's so different right now and it wasn't a tour, that'd be a cool way to play their whole new album. But their sets were pretty impressive, and I don't like Broadway at all, but it's kind of cool how it felt like a Broadway setup for a 21 Pilots concert, and like every set was different like that. And I think his over-the-top style for Tyler Joseph fit that. But that's all I've been watching. So you probably haven't been reading or listening to books, right? I know.
I actually have.
Oh, really? The one time I go skip over it because I haven't been doing it. But go for it.
Yeah, it's something one of my good friends have been bugging me to read since it came out, which I'm trying to think when it came out.
Twilight?
Yeah.
Which one are you on?
Let me see what year this came out.
Check for you. first one? The first one came out in October 5th, 2005.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of terrifying.
This book came out in 2016.
Oh.
One of my friends really bugged me to read it, but it was one of those like corny self-help books that I felt like everybody had, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I feel like the title of the book is why it sold so many copies, but it's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I've heard of that, but
Yeah, about 4 or 5 chapters in. It's good.
yeah.
Yeah, because he like puts stories to everything and kind of breaks down why our generation is well, not our generation, but it's across all generations of the victim mentality, or why we all have anxiety or depression. And at this point, it's like a rare thing for me, like, to hear someone say, "Oh, I don't have anxiety or depression." That's like weird to hear. I feel like everyone says they have that or they do have that. So he kind of breaks it down and kind of puts things you're like, damn, that's great. I never thought about it. So it's interesting. But I always kind of try to steer clear of these self-help books just because they're so corny, and I feel like everyone has them and they read them like, oh my God, it's powerful. That's me. Oh my God, I do that. I need to start. And then a week after they're done reading the book, they don't continue any of the things they read in the book. But I got it free through Audible, so I'm just listening to it at work.
Is this a known person that wrote it? Like, obviously it probably is, but you know what I mean?
Mark Manson.
Mark
Manson.
Is Gilbert Godfrey doing the narrating? Or the reading?
I'd be so okay with that. He's got 3 books: The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and Everything is Fucked, a book about hope. He had 1 book before that too. But he's I don't know, just puts things in perspective, and I'm not even going to try to explain what he brings. I just fucking read it. It's a short ass book. I think it's like 5 hours in the Audible book. And it's something that really blows your mind. Like, damn, that's right. But yeah.
All right. I should talk about this when you're talking about your mask and everything. Did you hear the latest flip-flop from Dr. Fauci? You know, that's your guy.
Good old Fauci ouchie.
He said, this might be a bad thing to tell you near the end of the podcast, but he's...
Goes for another 30 minutes.
He said that there needs to be an investigation done on the origin of the virus because there...
That ship sailed.
Because there's not enough evidence to prove that it was natural, which...
Oh, where the fuck have you been?
And also, that's why I was like, I don't know if I should even tell you, but the complete opposite. He said countless times how that's irresponsible to even suggest that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's right in line with him. He flip-flops over everything, and everybody trusts everything he says for some reason.
Well, also, I think Trump was usually the first time people heard this. Like, God, he's so racist towards Asians. What is wrong with him? But now that he's gone, everyone's like realizing like China's responsible for this. It's going to come out. It's bioterrorism, act of war, and fuck China. I'll leave it at that. Fuck China. That's bullshit. Not fuck Chinese. Let me specify. Fuck the Chinese government. The CCP. Is it CCP?
Yeah. I still don't know if I believe it's that. I'm not saying it can't be because, I have no fucking clue. I think it's just funnier to think that it came from a bat is why I want to think that. And if somebody fucking ate a bat and caused it.
Did you hear China, too? They're, like, trying to blame American soldiers.
Yeah.
And then trying to blame this, like, fish coming from, like, Norway. Like, I don't know. I think it's in these frozen fish sticks. China, shut the fuck up. God. Not Chinese. The CCP. Shut the fuck up. I heard too. Biden, as soon as he got in, like shut down the Trump investigation into it. I think there was even some investigators initially went there, and I don't even think they fucking left the airport. Worthless. WHO. What a World Health Organization. What a crock of shit. The WHO. Dr. Fauci, go fuck yourself. You've done such a great job with AIDS, and you did such a beautiful job with coronavirus. The only times we know about you is during 2 massive outbreaks of terrible diseases, and you fucked up both of them. Not sure why you're still there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Even if it is natural and he's completely wrong about that, I think that's not the bigger issue, because obviously if that is true, it's a way bigger issue, but him flip-flopping, how people just trust anything he says, I think is a terrifying thought, and that they trust what he says, and then as soon as he flip-flops, they'll just trust that.
I mean, it's so obvious. This bat wasn't at the meat markets. They had a Wuhan lab where they're fucking injecting this shit into fucking taking it out of bats. And they've been in trouble before for that. I mean, it's just so obvious that it came from that lab.
Did you see Colin's tweet about Wuhan?
No.
It was so fucking dumb, but I laughed way too hard. He said, Wuhan? More like Boohan. It doesn't deserve a laugh, but I'm laughing really hard at it. Because it's such an easy joke, but somehow I haven't heard that yet.
Fuckers.
Should we segue into free games?
Should we segue into the fact that China's using Uyghur Muslims as slave labor to pick cotton? That's literally happening. And then they're like,
"Oh yeah,
LeBron, what do you think about China?" and no comment. So it's kind of weird. They're using slave labor to pick cotton. That sounds familiar. Like a real big struggle we went through that we fought a civil war over, and everyone still talks about it because it's fucking huge. It's very important that happened in history. It's literally happening right now in China. And guess what? Good old H&M was like, we're not going to use your cotton anymore. We're not fucking cotton from slave labor? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, there's obvious reasons why that's bad. So China's like, well, we're going to boycott you then. Nobody said they get away with everything. Everything. These athletes love to be outspoken about shit, as they should be. You're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want. Say it. Like the lady at Goodwill said, she has freedom of speech. Because I'm the government. In her life, I'm the government. So, I can affect her freedom of speech. But you're afraid of losing money in the Chinese market. So you stay neutral. You pull the Michael Jordan card and stay neutral. No comment. So I'm going to say it again for everybody in the back. Listen to me. Slave labor in 2021, picking of all things you could be having them do, China, picking cotton. Of all things. They're so blatant with everything they do. And everyone's like, no, it's just China. So anyways, did you guys see what happened in America today? So that's how I feel. That's where I'll leave it.
All right. Well, I think...
Oh, by the way, I did watch something. I've been watching the Lakers games.
Oh, yeah?
I watched the last 3, the Golden State and the 2 Phoenix games. First time Phoenix has been in the playoffs in 12 years. But it's been good. Good basketball.
Well, you remind me of something I did in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw your Snapchats.
Yeah.
You fucking traitor.
You know I was an Avalanche fan before I was a Blue Jackets
fan.
Yeah.
You know I like the Avalanche, too.
Yeah. And also, I'm not going to pull that card and I can be like, I'm a bigger Avalanche fan now, or that I'd root for them. If the Blue Jackets playing them, I'd be like, all right, Blue Jackets win 15-0, fine by me. But when the Blue Jackets aren't there, I'll root for them. I know you're joking. I'm just explaining that because it could seem very bandwagony, especially because the Avalanche had the best record in the entire league, which is mind-blowing. But we were in St. Louis already.
Yeah, not even a year ago they were.
Yeah. we were in St. Louis with my family, like I said, and I was like, holy shit. We played this months ago, and Game 4 of the Stanley Cup is going to be here tomorrow at this point when I said it. And I was like, they're up 3-0. They could take this entire series. And I kind of said it jokingly, but I got tickets, got lower bowl tickets.
How much was that?
It was $75, which I thought.
Not bad at all.
Oh, yeah. It was fucking great. And
especially with there's like 5 people in the arena too.
there was, I don't know a number, but it was probably 60% full.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. There's some energy in there. And it was a great game. The Blues scored first, went up 1-0. The Avalanche scored 2 in a row, or 3 in a row, and then the Blues scored again. So then there's like the excitement of them coming back, and like right at the last second, they almost got the tying goal. And then the Avalanche got a couple empty net goals to make it. They finished 5-2, but it was way closer than it looked. So it was a really entertaining game most of the game. And it was cool being in another arena.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
Especially for you, because Jesus Christ. Do you know how many Blue Jackets games you've been to?
Oh, countless, yeah. So many. And this is the first time I've ever seen the Avalanche live. I've watched them on TV countless times. But
so you mean to tell me I've seen them before you?
I was going to say, I guess that's not true. I've seen them against the Blue Jackets.
Damn, okay.
But
I felt cool for a second.
No, I intentionally went to those games, so I've probably seen the Avalanche like 10 times.
The most polite fans, too.
Yeah, Murray's saying that.
So nice. And they won. They could have shit-talked me all they wanted.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. So, yeah, I have seen them a lot. This is the first time I watched them where I was rooting for them because, like I said, if they're playing the Blue Jackets, I don't care if they lose 20-0. That's fine by me. This will be a little embarrassing, but I'm a Blue Jackets fan first, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun being there, and the Avalanche knocked them out of the playoffs, and I had my Avalanche shirt on there, and sitting right next to a Blues fan. It was he was literally in the seat next to me, and had a conversation with him, talked to him the whole game, and
nice.
Nobody said anything to me, and I was the only person.
I bet you could have done that in Chicago and Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
you could have done both of those things. They would have been so nice to you.
Yeah, I was being there. Not only was we were being there for not my main team, so I was excited. But like the Blue Jackets, there's like that real connection that I have.
Yeah.
The Avalanche, that connection would be there if we never had the Blue Jackets. Like it used to be there as a kid, but now that they're not my top team, I rooted for them. But it was weird not having that. Like I was like excited when they scored, but when the Blue Jackets score, I can like fucking feel it. I know it sounds corny, but it's true. And there it was weird because I was excited, but I was like, this isn't my team. And then also it was weird being in a stadium or arena where people were rooting against that.
Yeah.
But then also that they weren't assholes. So I was like, I don't even really want to. It's weird because I'm cheering for the Avalanche, but I also don't want to even be annoying or like get too energetic because all these people are just being nice to me. So I'm like, this is kind of fucking weird because I'm excited and want the Avalanche to win, but I'm like, I don't want to like jump up or be that annoying guy because nobody's being an asshole. So I kind of like sat there. It was a lot of fun. It was just a weird experience. I've never had a game before.
Yeah, that is weird. But I think you're right. That does happen. I like LeBron, so I'm rooting for the Lakers, but I just couldn't give a fuck. But when the Cavs won the championship, LeBron's crying. I cried too. So you feel that. You're like, damn, this is Ohio.
Yeah.
But for the Lakers, I'm just like, I want to see LeBron get another ring. Just fun to watch.
Yeah, and if we never got the Blue Jays, like I said, my connection would still be with them. I'm not like, oh, they're my second, so now I don't have it. It just kind of happened naturally. Like I said, I want the Blue Jays to destroy them. When the Blue Jays are out, I root for them. But it was just a weird experience I've never had. And like I said 10 times weirder because like when I go watch the Broncos in Cincinnati or Cleveland, I'm like, oh, man, it's kind of great seeing all these people being miserable. There, I was like, you guys aren't being assholes, and you guys are a good team, and the Avalanche are making you look like a fucking joke, which is crazy that the Avalanche are playing that good because your team's really good, and they're making you look bad. So I'm like, this kind of just... And also, I was in that exact city 2 years before watching the Battlehawks and rooting for them. So I was literally in that city rooting for a team, and I was rooting... The reason I picked them is because they're closest to Columbus and because...
The Rams?
Yeah, they got bullshit like they try to do with the Crew here.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, it was extra weird to root against a team. I'm like, I don't even really... And the Blues used to be a rival of the Blue Jackets too, but then they moved, they split the divisions all up. So there's no real reason to even hate it. It's just a really weird experience. It was a ton of fun, but it was just never experienced anything like that.
Yeah, I think Renee's like one of her best friends. Her husband. I went to their rehearsal dinner and wedding and stuff. They were super into the Blues, and like we're messing around bringing because her friend was Blue Jackets family, I think, and they'd fuck with him and bring Blue stuff. But even then, they were like super respectful. And
Yeah.
He's moved to Columbus. He's in Columbus now, so he's like, it's been great, man. I've been watching a lot of Blue Jackets games. I've been rooting for you. I think they're my second team, and buying Blue Jackets gear. So, yeah, I could see what you're saying. They're just polite people.
Yeah, I actually remember at a young age too. The Cardinals are a Reds rival, so I hate them. But even then, it's hard. I've never been to a game. Maybe it would be different. Maybe it would be treated different. But
And that was the year. Sorry, there was every reason for them to be assholes too, because they had just won the Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah, that's why the first time I went to St. Louis, I was like, oh god, I don't want to be around this.
Yeah, but it was the exact opposite. They were just like,
Yeah.
we're excited to have it.
Yeah. But, what was I saying? Oh god.
I like how this turned into Brohawks, so.
Yeah, that's
Like it.
right. Yeah, I know I'm gonna repeat some of this shit, but I felt like I was kind of skipping over a big portion there. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Maybe I'll talk about Brohawks. So we can get into free games. On 360, you have Tropico 4 till May 31st. And starting June 1st, you have Neo Geo Battle Coliseum till June 15th.
Neo Geo!
Xbox One, you have Armello till May 31st. Dungeons 3 till June 15th. Starting June 1st till June 30th, you have The King's Bird. PlayStation Plus, PS4, you have Battlefield 5, Stranded Deep. PS5, Wreckfest, Die Hard, Die Last.
Fuck yeah.
Drive Hard, Die Last. Sorry, that's the last time we're going to read that too, and I butchered it. Till May 31st. Starting June 1st, you have Star Wars Squadrons.
Star Wars.
This is PS4. Until July 5th, and Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown till August 2nd. And PS5, you have Operation Tango till July 5th. And then, any fake outrage for you?
No.
No?
No.
I don't have any either. You're smiling over there.
Well, I don't have fake outrage, but I have a song for you.
Oh,
I
God.
can sing.
Is this going to get copywritten?
Oh, no, this music's like literally 70 years old, and
Okay.
I don't think I can actually look and tell you if it's claimed by anybody on here. Nope, no one claimed it.
Okay.
So, just everybody remember, China is in fact using Uyghur Muslims as slaves to pick cotton for our shirts. And nobody says anything about that. The Wuhan lab, look into it. It's facts, it's truthful. Literally bioterrorism. Fuck Mao Zedong and fuck that whole regime. I mean, listen, this is their music. This is their propaganda. This is what's supposed to get them amped up.
It's pretty catchy.
Who the fuck listens to that and like, wow, I'm so proud of Mao Zedong.
You're deep in these
Could you-
conspiracies
okay.
about them, but you
So-
don't think they'll copyright us? You don't think the Chinese government's coming after you now?
So, like, imagine this. Imagine you're a fucking 20-year-old Uyghur Muslim, and you're picking cotton. They have you, like, go look at videos. They have them, like, bent down. There's, like, rape allegations, just torture. People disappear. They don't know where the fuck they are. And this is what you listen to. This is all you're listening to as a Uyghur Muslim. That's it. That's all I have to fucking say. Fuck China. Fuck the communist China. I think it's time for the NBA to. I know like 30%, 40% of their profit comes from that country, but you guys really need to disconnect from them. I'll say it one more time before I go. They're using slave labor to pick cotton. I don't think I have to underline the historical context of that and why that's fucked up. But, yeah, so that's all I have to say.
All right. Well, as always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Current Backlog. And you can email any questions, questions, or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com.
So tiring. So tiring.
Do you want to get a lick in before you leave?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking about that. I was like, what?
You can see it sitting on there with a liquid puddle.
Yeah, it's
I guess I don't even know if it's pus. It might just be so deep that I don't look like blood anymore, but I think it's pus.
Well, I think there is, your wounds leak something to help seal it off. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it could be that. Pus sounds much funnier, and it definitely is getting dirty. I'm not going to lie to you. I did
Pus
some
puddle.
self-cleaning, though. I went into the bathroom there and got a ton of soap and hot water and smacked it in there.
Ow.
Oh, yeah, it didn't feel good. But I was like, I should probably do something about this. I don't even have it covered.
You don't. That's a dangerous place to have infections. You need your elbows. Those are important.
Yes, sir.
Protect your elbows.